Hi there guys, my name's Smokey Joe and I'm the founder and owner of Bongalong, a brand fighting for the legalization of cannabis in South Africa. But right now, we're filming episodes where we will be asking people how they feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa. What we hope to achieve through this is spread awareness and educate people on the innumerable benefits that the legalization of cannabis will hold for us as a community.
I want to be a human being.
I said to the doctor, I said I would rather have my son illegally alive than legally dead.
Good morning, Cape Town. Welcome to the 7th of May Dacha March. My name is Ms. Cannabinoid and this is
Cecil Conrad.
We are your hosts for the march today, and we are marching, of course, today for the legalization of marijuana. Now, Sizzle, tell us a bit what we're gonna do today.
Well, Cannabinoid, we're gonna ask a little questions in the crowd and hopefully we're gonna get some interesting answers. So let's see what happens. Check you just now.
Hey guys, Smokey Joe here. So we were filming episode 7 of the Bongalong interviews outside of Christian Barnard Hospital. We were in street level. I imagine that being on street it would be public property, but apparently the street belongs to Christian Barnard Hospital. So they've asked us to not film there. So episode 7 has gone from filming at Christian Barnard Hospital to an episode about what do people think about cannabis in Long Street in Cape Town. Hi there guys, tell me what's your names?
My name is Fresh Prince.
Niger Boy.
Elijah.
And tell me guys, what do you do?
Well, we're musicians and all musicians.
We're artists, musician.
Okay, and yourself as well?
No, I'm not a musician, I'm a manager.
Okay. And how do you guys feel about legalizing cannabis in South Africa?
Well, it's something very natural, man, because it's life, you know, cannabis is life, it's plant, you know, it's like a human being breathing, you know. So I think it should be legalized, yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way too. It's natural. It's not like adding chemicals in. It's just, you know what, they should do that, but they should do that. Sin.
For me, they should just leave everybody do whatever they want to do. That's freedom. Everybody should feel free to express themselves.
Oh, exactly, freedom, man.
My name is Dao.
And I'm Lino.
And Lino, what do you guys do?
Yeah, you know, what we need is to smoke free, you know. This is Africa. Africa is belong to vegetarian things, you know. So the ganja is part of the natural things. So what we ask you for the government to give us a chance, you see.
You want to smoke the weed free. You know, you don't want to hide when you smoke.
Okay, so how
like cigarette, you see.
How do you guys feel about legalizing it?
That is the best thing.
We want the government.
That's number one.
We want government to legalize the ganja because ganja is most important here in Africa. Each African man have to smoke it.
Ganja is not a drug. Ganja is a herb. So when you are sick, you smoke ganja, you come right.
Yeah.
So we would like if the government can legalize the ganja.
I've been seeing, oh, I've been seeing your soul. Give me things that I wanted to know. Tell me things that you've done. I've been feeling old, I've been feeling cold. You're the heat that I know. Listen, you are my sun.
Does your mother know you smoke weed? Fair suspicion.
What do you think she would say if you were
Say
to
I'm a
have
grown up. I guess I'm a grown ass man.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Hey, wait, where's my mom today?
Oh, sweetie.
Tell me things that you've done.
Guys, do you think that you are criminal?
No, officer, I'm not a criminal.
Absolutely not.
No.
Not at all.
I believe the law should be changed. It's outdated.
Change that law.
No, I think going to jail would make me a criminal.
Emmett O'Brien.
And what do you do?
I am a tree surgeon. Yeah, from Ireland and over here for a holiday for the last 2 weeks. So going home on Sunday.
Also, I know in Ireland they're also moving towards legalization as far as I could gather online.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about legalizing cannabis?
Yeah, I definitely think they should. In my own opinion, I don't think it's as bad as alcohol. For medical reasons alone, definitely should be considered, and a big push should be pushed forward to get it legalized.
Okay. What medical benefits have you heard about?
Cancer is one of the biggest ones I've heard about, and back pain, skin disease, endless really, to be honest. I look up a fella called Rick Simpson. He's based in Canada. He calls his treatment Phoenix Tears. It's actually the oil he uses to treat cancer. So he's many testimonials from people there that have been cured from cannabis oil. Yeah. So
I've also seen Rick Simpson, and it's incredible. If you start telling someone what cannabis is a medicine for, if you mention just like a tenth of them that's already been discovered now, people think you're lying just because it seems so unrealistic.
Yeah, there's too much money in pharmaceutical industry, so I don't know. I think it's going to be hard to get it legalized, but if people come together and tell their story from their own personal opinions, maybe.
Yeah, that's my statement is always social movements have ended even dictatorships. So we'll see the social movement when people start waking up. We'll see them in this as well.
Yeah. I'm Samuel Adams.
And Samuel, what do you do?
I'm more with the marketing, art craft.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about legalizing cannabis in South Africa?
Yeah, I want it to happen right now. We should have done it long ago, but now is the time for us to do it the right way, for economical, for purpose of healthy, and many things. African leaders, they must come together and legalize it, man.
And what medical benefits have you heard that cannabis has?
Yeah, cancer patient, asthma, and many diseases you can cure. You see. So we just want to make people realize that we are missing something in the world, Yeah.
And how big of an impact do you think it will have on the South African economy if they were to legalize it?
Yeah, it's big impact, We can be like, this is the time actually for the dollar and pound to drop off, because the African people, they can be together to make sure that their economy growing, But now the American and the British, they make it happen that they can be like their currency can be bigger. That's why they make it legal. They want it not to legalize, But if they legalized a long time ago, the dollar, the pound is supposed to be dead already a long time. Yeah.
And tell me, in your community, if you had to take a guess, how many jobs do you think this creates? Even though it's not legitimate yet, how many jobs do you think this has created?
Every house could have do something, So it means that everybody who's living in South Africa can have a peace of mind of marijuana growing in his backyard, So economical wise, it's grow, and the people sickness can drop, and the crime too can go out of the way, Yeah.
Nicole.
Nicole, and what do you do?
At the moment, nothing. I'm a lady of leisure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you do before Lady of Leisure?
Restaurant industry.
Okay.
Yes.
And how do you feel about legalizing cannabis in South Africa?
Fucking do it. Legalize it. That's what I'll say.
Okay, cheers. And why do you feel so passionate about it?
Because I'm a smoker and my father was just diagnosed with emphysema and it's helping him a lot. There's a lot of medical purposes in it and yeah, I believe it's for the greater good.
Okay.
Keep it green. That's what I say.
And what other medical benefits have you heard that cannabis has besides emphysema?
Well, it's definitely it's better than alcohol, that's for sure, because alcohol just causes a lot of violence and stuff. Where that is like it's calming. I think everybody smokes a joint today, the world will be a better place.
Yes, sir. My name is Biggie, man. Biggie.
And Biggie, I see you're a taxi driver, right?
Yes, man. I'm a full taxi driver, man.
And tell me, how do you feel about legalizing cannabis?
Ganja is the thing to do. They would have done that long time ago, but it's a good idea. It's a very lovely idea because anyway, it's better than alcohol. With ganja, you don't get violent, but with alcohol, you get big time violent. So I mean, we know the difference, So just legalize that shit, man.
My name is Nigel.
Nigel, and what do you do?
Me, I'm unemployed right now, so unemployed.
And how do you feel about legalizing cannabis in South Africa?
Firstly, I would like to say it brings me firstly inner peace, a sense of inner peace, and someone that smokes marijuana, cannabis, ganja, dacha, doesn't think of going out to rape someone, going to murder someone, going to rob someone, but you think of a more subtle way of doing things. So I think that cannabis is a good thing, and I think that the government will not benefit from cannabis because it's a national thing.
I've been seeing your soul. Give me things that I wanted to know. Tell me things that you've done. I've been feeling old, I've been feeling cold. You're the heat that I know. Listen, you are my sun.
What do you think the implication of legalizing marijuana is going to have on our community? More work to our community?
Medicine, clothing. I think from an economic stance, we can get a hell of a boost going that way. We can also free up our police force a bit. I mean, why are we wasting so much resource on something that should
Great answer.
Fine.
Loving it.
World peace.
That is great.
We were coming up Long Street and we asked a couple of guys, I think they're Central African. One's definitely Nigerian, the other two look more Zimbabwean to me. But we asked them if we could ask them a question or if they'd be willing to do an interview. And they asked us what the interview was about. And we asked people how they feel about legalizing cannabis in South Africa. And what's cannabis? I'm like, ganja. And he's like, you want to legalize it? I was like, yeah, we want to legalize ganja. And his immediate response was like, no. How am I supposed to make money if they legalize the ganja? So ask yourself that.
Bush Williams.
And what do you do?
I am a politician, a geopolitician, and a personal trainer and a naturalist.
I can see you're a personal trainer, my man. Yeah.
Unconventional personal trainer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me, how do you feel about legalizing cannabis in South Africa?
I think it's the right thing to do, in that you got to consider the medicinal aspect of it. It's good for the treatment of various diseases. So you got to consider those who don't have access to conventional medicine or kind of thing. So you got to consider that aspect so that people in those categories can be cured of, unconventional, form of treatment. And I think cannabis will also bring some form of revenue if it is legalized. And as the world becomes globalized, Holland, America, other countries, are legalizing it. So Africa should follow likewise. I think it's the right thing to do. The government should legalize it, should have a legislator and impose taxes on it so that it generates revenue, it creates jobs, and it brings in, the much needed foreign exchange, that the country needs. I think it's the right thing to do.
Perfect. Usually I've got some questions to ask, but I can see you already very well versed on the benefits and what this could mean for South Africa. And then, like you said, especially people who don't have access to conventional medicines, this would be a life changer to them, in my opinion, as well.
New way of doing things, and and it will go a long way in alleviating some of the poverty. People will, when it is legalized, then it has control. But now it's not legalized, so there's proliferation of it. So now it's being abused. When it's legalized, then it will fall in the category of alcohol, where only people of certain age can go to the store and obtain, or obtain the kind of, the quantity that they need. So there must be some form of restriction on the age, the usage, and those kind of things. So I think it will go a very long way in solving some of the social economic problems as well as medical problems that we have in Liberia. In substantial research, money should be poured into the benefits of marijuana or cannabis, however you term it. There must be some form of education as well, because there's stereotype associated with it. Say people with drug addicts kind of thing. I think it's unfounded, and there must be some form of education that will educate the people, enlighten them about the benefit, and the social economic impact it will have on the country in a very positive way. I think the government should hear this and do follow suit, man.
Younger.
Younger, and what do you do?
I am a student.
And what are you studying?
Business management.
Business management.
Yeah.
And tell me, how do you feel about the legalization of cannabis, ganja, in South Africa?
I think it's long overdue. It's something that should have been done a long time ago. When it comes especially to the health benefits that it has.
Personally, how far do you think this country is from legalizing marijuana?
It's not long. It won't take long.
Definitely in our lifetime.
Our justice system still thinks that ganja is a drug.
It's going to take a very long time for everyone to open their eyes and see.
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry.
Blazing.
Chocolate. Chocolate. Yeah, chocolate ice cream.
The best.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Chocolate brownie.
Chocolate.
Pizza.
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 Any fruit. Fruit? Yeah. The mango in the pool, man.
Fruit, actually.
Fruit.
Yeah. It's a fruit.
Probably whatever's closest.
We know it's not bad, it's time we stand up. I urge you, the only way it's gonna change is if you come out of your dacha closet. You need to tell your family, you need to tell your neighbor, tell anybody you see in the street that cannabis is not bad for you. It's time to change.
Be happy.
Let me ask you a question.
Possible.
If you put all the lords of the world in one room and you give them a bottle of alcohol, a few bottles of alcohol to drink, and you close the room, what will happen?
They'll kill each other.
If you do the same and you give them a few bunks and a few joints, what would happen?
They'll ask for more.
They'll ask for more.
World
Start
peace.
talking about peace. So yeah.
Even be single. Peace doesn't exist.
I give you my phone number. When you're worried, call me. I make you happy.
Okay. Hi there, guys. Tell me, what's your names?
Oh, my name is Wanga Jack.
Pura Jack. And tell me, Wanga Jack, what do you do?
I'm a musician, but I'm a weed pot smoker every day.
And yourself, Pura Jack?
No, I'm just skating around Long Street.
And how do you guys feel about legalizing cannabis in South Africa?
I think it's about time. Yeah.
I think it's about time. I think Zuma is smoking as well. Eh? I think it's about time that people smoke. I mean, once they smoke, they see things differently. It's about time that they legalize marijuana.
Hey, cheers, man. And have you guys heard anything about the medical benefits of cannabis?
No, last time I've heard, but I don't know how to get hold of that. But I think that's a good platform, man. Because there's a lot of people who has problem with asthmas, and it cures that. I have a problem with my chest too, and by smoking it makes me feel better.
No, also, I don't know if it's a myth, but it helps me think proper. I think health-wise it helps me because I think proper once I smoke. It's also part of health.
Cheers, man. I agree fully, man. Thank you, guys. Thanks for your time. Good seeing you again, Wanga. Hey. Cheers, brother. Good meeting you.
So this is Smokey Joe on the gateway drug. First, I'd like to say is if you still believe that cannabis is a gateway drug, you're a... I think there are bricks in my garden that have done more research than you have. There are cats in this neighborhood who are smarter than you, my friend. But yes, let's clear this up. The gateway drug theory is a broad band theory. You could apply it to almost anything. So I'd like to start off where I think is the number one gateway drug in society, sugar. We feed it to your kids, we market it to our children, and it's everywhere. Every shop, every person, every house has got sugar in it. Well, not every house. Some of us don't have sugar in our houses anymore because sugar is seriously bad for you, man. If I eat sugar at night, I get a worse hangover than I do when I've had a bottle of tequila. So consider that your body is just completely immune to the effects of sugar, and that's why you don't feel it. Because after years and years and years of using a drug, especially if you start using it at a flippin' young age, you get used to it and you don't really feel how bad it is for you anymore. Then I'd say second gateway drug, if you want to apply the gateway drug theories to something, is bad parenting. How much of a parent are you that your kid gets lost into a world of drugs and you don't even see it happening? And then you combine bad parenting because you leave your kids at home alone all the time, you're working all the time, and you just don't have time for their problems and the issues. You don't either. The other thing that happens, you don't really instill the value of self-worth in their lives. And without self-worth, you running around looking for acceptance and whatever it is from other people. So in the schooling system, combined with bad parenting and sugar, is your next gateway drug, because there, kids just to fit in would do anything. So if the cool kids in the school are busy running around with drugs, you know inevitably your kid's also going to be running around with drugs, simply because he wants to fit in, because over 30,000 years of genetic development, humankind is instinctively and naturally attracted to fitting in, because we want to be part of the group, because being on your own equals death. Lions will eat you, my friend. But so yeah, and then after that, then we get to alcohol and cigarettes, because most people start drinking alcohol at a fairly young age. Your parents drink it, you see them drink it all the time, they get nice and happy and jolig and and most kids start drinking alcohol at a fairly young age. Some parents even have their kids drink at a fairly young age, like, oh, it's cool, we can have a glass of champagne. Next thing, you're drunk at a party and someone whips out some cigarettes and you're like, why the hell not? Because cigarettes look so cool, man. You can blow rings and smoke coming out your nose, baby. And then, of course, alcohol takes away all of your inhibition, makes you do seriously stupid shit. Sorry for the word, but really that's the only one to describe that, because it really is stupid shit. I promise you, I've never done something stupid when I was high. We talk a lot of stupid stuff. Some of them aren't that stupid though. I must say I've had some brilliant ideas. One of them was Les Bongalong. Look at that. That came up when we were high. Call it a stupid idea. But so yeah, stupidity generally stems from alcohol, yet alcohol is legal. I promise you, no one's ever decided to dive a bush when they were on alcohol. No one's really gone out and done donuts and handbrake turns in the middle of the night when they were on weed. On alcohol, yes. No one's jumped into bed with a person that they didn't even know the next day when they were on weed. So alcohol. And then over to cigarettes. And then maybe, my friend, you roll on to the cannabis. And seriously, the only reason why cannabis would then be considered a gateway into other drugs is because the guy who's selling the cannabis will push cocaine and heroin and ecstasy and LSD and all the other goodies onto you, because weed's not addictive. Weed does not turn you into a return client. But the others might just do that. So ask yourself, bloody hell, stupidity. And then also, we keep telling people that weed is so seriously bad for you, and then you smoke it and nothing happens, and you say, but they said all of these other things are also so seriously bad for me. How bad can it be? Simply because you're a bloody bunch of liars.